Hey, how y'all doing? This is Hunt 919 Truth to Sports coming to you with another segment. So I'm get right into it. This is a segment talking about a review of the game of Colorado versus North Dakota State, where they won 31-26. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. First of all, first things first, Shador is elite. Excellent quarterback. Travis is elite. Excellent receiver, cornerback. And Jimmy is very good, and he's coming along to that level if they keep feeding him the ball. I know that he fought some injuries last year, but after seeing him injury free this year, I did not know he was the fastest guy on the team. I mean, we all knew he was fast, but he looked real fast Thursday night. So I'm happy for him. I'm a fan. So that's first things first. So let's get right into it. The quarterback position, Shador went for 445 yards and 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, which I hate that goes against his record because it looks like he was trying to throw it away or whatever he was doing, and it was actually headed to the ground, and it hit the calf of a North Dakota State defender, and it popped up in the air, and they picked it off in the end zone. But he played excellent. He outplayed Miller from North Dakota State. Miller had 277 yards and 1 touchdown. The running game is still non-existent. Hayden led with 9 rushes for 20 yards, which is terrible. Shador was the second leading rusher, which tells you everything about the running game. He went 6 for 17 yards, and I'm gonna do something different on that, but that's still non-existent. And the running backs should have closed the game out. That's what you have them for. You was ahead. You had the lead. Just give them the ball. Everybody talks about how good these guys are supposed to be, just like they were last year. They're no better than they were last year. They had good running backs last year, but you have them on the team. Use them before they get angry, end up transferring. And I get into that in another segment. Go to the wide receivers. Their game was excellent. It was an excellent. It was an excellent game by the wide receivers, led by Jimmy Horn. He had 7 catches for 198 yards and 1 touchdown. Hunter had 7 catches, 132 yards with 3 touchdowns. And then LaJohntay Wester went 5 for 58. And I'm sure those numbers are flip flop between those three. Those look to be the top three receivers, but they put on an excellent performance. They have speed. They don't have size, but they have speed. They get open, and then they have a quarterback who can get them the ball. So that's going to make them deadly. I think it's going to be a lot of shootouts in the game in their games this season. The defense was decent. The offensive line only gave up. The defense. The defense was decent. They did get 2 sacks, which we're not really used to them getting a lot of sacks. The pressure was decent, but they did give up 157 yards, and they gave up 292 yards passing. And I'm not one of these people who say stop the run. I got to stop the run to look good. It's hard to stop another team that practices and work hard, but you can slow them down from their averages. And nobody can agree that 157 yards is good. I think if you hold a team under 100 yards, I think you're doing a good job. It's just hard to stop anybody, anything for a full game. So I'm not one of these guys who like they need to learn to stop the run. I don't know who really stops a run when they play equal competition. And understand this about North Dakota State. They're an FCS team, but they're really a Division One team that's just not labeled as a division. They're labeled as an FCS team, but they are easily a Division One team in any conference in the nation. So it is what it is. So I have to give Colorado credit for even playing them because that's not an easy game to play. The new offensive line was decent. Did it look a little better than last year? I mean, yeah, they looked a little better than last year. They only gave up 1 sack, which is great. But their running game is not good. They did not produce in the running game. And if the running backs are not getting yardage, then you can't give credit to the offensive line. So they gave up 157 yards rushing, and that tells you all right there. So they can always get better, but they did block 445 yards in passing for Shador. But Shador still took a lot of hits, but it's called football. You want to take hits. But again, the 1 sack is saying a lot. Coaching, it was decent coaching. At the end, everybody knows the coaching was terrible by allowing Shador to get back there and throw the ball when they could have easily ran the clock out by running it. And I put that all on coaching. And then, Coach Sanders, defended it afterwards, which tells me everything as far as how he's growing as a coach. He looked the same on the sidelines as he always does. Doesn't really look like he's really into the game unless it's something to say, hey, do better or something. But there's never anything X's and O's to show that he's leading them or his decisions are being made. The decisions being made is from him, and this is what he wants. So that is what it is. The decision not to run the clock out was weird to me. It ended up working for them, but I think any other coach would just run the ball and run the clock. It wasn't about points at that time. It was just about running the clock out. The running game, the consistency was bad, and it's been bad for 2 football seasons. And as I said before, the leading rusher had 20 yards, and then the second leading rusher was a quarterback with 17 yards. I did plenty of videos on this last year, and it doesn't seem like they're changing their mindset. And it's not the offensive line, it's not that the running backs are not good enough. I think truly, and this is not hate coming from me, it's just what I've been seeing for going into the second season. I hate this. I don't like sounding like this, but it is what it is. It's called sports truth for a reason. Because it's his son and he likes his son to get stats, it's all about passing there. And I'm going to do a whole segment. I know the running backs got to be kind of griping that they came there. I don't know why any running back would go to Colorado or what Shador's there, to be honest with you. But this is going into the second season. Can it change? Of course it can change. This is the first game, so I can only go off of the first game. So a couple of tidbits from each quarter. The first quarter, North Dakota State started off with a big play off an angle route from the running back, and that was a big play. But the defense did hold them up to a field goal. In the first quarter, Hunter got his first TD of the season. The offense on the first drive for the North Dakota State made it look easy, and so did Shador. They made it look easy on the first drive. North Dakota State had 2 drives for 2 scores, 3 and 7 point. One was a field goal, one was a touchdown for 10 points. And if you watch that touchdown, that was on the same touchdown that Travis picked off last year when they played TCU. So if you go back and look at the film, you can kind of see that Colorado did get 2 drives for 14 points on pass plays. It was 2 touchdowns. In the second quarter, North Dakota State scored again on a running touchdown by the quarterback. That was off of the man-to-man coverage, if I'm not mistaken. North Dakota State also got a big 4th down stop against Colorado. Shador started to cramp up, but I don't think that was a cramp. I was think that he did that to prevent a penalty, which is smart. Shiloh actually got a big penalty in this game. But if you watch the game, he did it twice before. He everybody knows that can you think of the name looking right at it? But everybody knows that Colorado has a very small sidelines, and Shador's taking advantage of that. Guys are running out of bounds, and he's shoving them into the wall. And I hate to see that from anybody. You want to play, but you also want to make it to the next game. You should not intentionally be trying to hurt people. But he did it twice, and I said to myself, he's going to get a penalty. He ended up getting a big penalty in this quarter, which is the second quarter. And so it was what it was, and but it didn't cost him a touchdown. It did cost him a field goal. And then Shador had a great drive, and I think they ended up getting 3 points before the half. And Travis played every step of the way, every snap of the way. By the way, in the first half. Third quarter, Hunter had a big catch on the first drive. Shador, one of his, as I said before, he got a deflection in the end zone, and they picked it off for interception, which is very rare. He rarely throws interceptions. Number 97 got a big sack, the transfer from Houston. So it was good to see them finally get a sack. Hunter caught him another touchdown. The defense stepped up the pressure and got a big stop. Then we're going to take you quickly into the fourth quarter where Travis got another great catch to put them up 11. Number 20, Levante Bend, I think it was. He got another sack. They put them 2 for the game, and it was nice to see them get another sack. And then North Dakota State scored a late touchdown, and they end up winning. Colorado ended up winning 31-26. So that's been a quick recap. It's been Hunt 919 Truth Sports. Congratulations on the first win to Colorado. It's been Hunt 919 Truth Sports. Ride with me. It's been Hunt 919 Truth Sports. Ride with me.